Hello everyone and welcome to a late September Advanced Warfare video. We are right in the middle of the last legs of this game, which means that we hate this game. All of its weaknesses are at the front of our mind. We just can't ignore them anymore. All of its strengths have become old news. Nobody cares. Nobody thinks that they are fun anymore, and we've had a taste of what's to come in Black Ops 3, and we're all thinking, yay, savior of the franchise, I can't wait to play this game because I hate Advanced Warfare so much. What were they thinking when they made this piece of crap? Just like last year at this time when we were saying, yay, Advanced Warfare looks so amazing. What were they thinking when they made Ghosts? I can't believe they would actually put out this piece of crap. And just like next year when we'll be saying, yay, the next Infinity Ward game, presumably Ghost 2, I can't wait. I hate Black Ops 3. What were they thinking when they made this piece of crap? And so, with the obvious and cliche rush of I hate the current Call of Duty videos coming out in September and October, I decided to break the trend a little bit and remind everyone that this game is not the worst game ever made. It's not going to eat your babies, it's not going to kill your firstborn, and there are redeemable qualities to it. So without further ado, here are the 3 best things about Call of Duty Advanced Warfare. Number 3 is they broke the mold of Call of Duty. You know, I'm just going to estimate since Black Ops 1, I have nothing to back that up with. I'm just going to say, since Black Ops 1, the criticism of every Call of Duty game has been, it's just the same old Call of Duty. All they did was take the last game, they gave it a massive map pack and some reskinned guns and sold it to us as a whole new product. Nah, rah, rah, reskin, nah, rah, rah, same old COD. Well, this is not the same old Call of Duty. In fact, this is so far different from Call of Duty that a lot of people who really like Call of Duty don't care for this one very much. And, you know, that is either good or bad, however you want to look at it, but the fact is, it's new, it's innovative. Like, Activision went to Sledgehammer Games and said, we want new, we want innovative, we want break the mold. And I would say that Sledgehammer, you could say, went above and beyond the Call of Duty. And they, pause for a laugh, haha. And they, they gave us new exo movements, but it goes beyond that. It goes beyond just the movements of the game that everybody knows about. They also gave us the ability to customize our score streaks. Do you think that the assault drone is a really underpowered, terrible, worthless version of the ARX, of the RCXD? Yes, you're right, it is, and it's probably one of the worst assault streaks in the game. But you throw rockets on it, suddenly you've got the Griffin from Ghosts, and it's one of the best assault streaks in the game. As you can see with this gameplay, I think I can get like 10 kills with it right here. And I had never seen that before. I don't know if any previous Call of Duty games allowed you to customize score streaks, but not to my knowledge. And you look at the weapons. You got like you have a weapon that basically turns you into a mobile sentry turret, where in order to fire accurately and actually be useful, you have to enter a quote-unquote lockdown mode and sit there like a turret. So you're basically, everywhere you go, you're just a walking turret that can lock down and be the deadliest guy in the game at any point. And I know that there's been burst fire SMGs in the past, but I had, that was kind of fun for me, just the existence of it. And, you got a weapon that prints its own ammo. You basically built-in scavenger, except it doesn't print nearly enough bullets to replace scavenger, but you get the point. And, that kind of stuff was really fun, and they really it's as though when they designed this game, they just didn't even play a previous Call of Duty and said, let's just make a shooter the way we want to make a shooter, and then slap Call of Duty on it. And, there were certainly things that they did wrong, like having 300 weapon variants, making it impossible to truly balance the guns. And there are certainly things that I think they did really well, like personalization options. But ultimately, they went out on a ledge and they made a game like the fans of Call of Duty had never seen before. And I think that it worked out fairly well for them. Hopefully they learned some things to make it better next time. But congratulations to Sledgehammer Games for breaking the mold and taking Call of Duty a few steps forward, as opposed to just making another reskinned Black Ops game. Number 2 is the removal of effective camping. And I say effective because camping exists in every Call of Duty. Probably every shooter in general will have camping in it. There's no way of really avoiding that. There's no way of telling people how to play the game. But you can eliminate effective camping, the kind of camping where the person goes 11-0 every single game because they're so good at camping. And Advanced Warfare did some things so well when it comes to removing camping from the game. And, a lot of people, everyone's noticed that there's not very much camping in this game. But a lot of people just attribute it to the exo movements. And the exo movements certainly were a big part of it. Like, they incentivized you to move around because moving around was where the fun in the game was. If you're not moving, you're not taking advantage of the true selling point of the game. But it goes so far beyond that. And I kind of want to point this out because I don't know how many people realize it. Call of Duty Ghosts was the campiest Call of Duty that ever camped. And the reason for it was map design. And to really illustrate this, I'm going to take you in my time machine all the way back to 2014. Clear back to Call of Duty Ghosts on a map called Warhawk that I loved. Warhawk was my favorite map. It's the map that I hope gets recreated if they ever do a Ghost map recreation. If they do, it'll probably be Strike Zone because that's everyone else's favorite map. But I really, really, really liked Warhawk everywhere except for one spot. The bakery. That was the black zone. That was the area that I do not go. And the reason is because it is a camper's paradise. And what sets it apart from everywhere else is the fact that there's only one entrance. So to get into the bakery on Warhawk, you go up these stairs and into this door. And that is the only way to get into this room. So you could just toss an IED back at that door, and then you come over here and you have all of this space that you can take an LMG or an assault rifle or a sniper rifle and take people out. Then once your IED blows up, you know somebody's coming at you. So you just spin around and you kill them. And then you plant another IED and then you're back at the door, back at the window again. Or you could just hang out and stare at the doorway. There's like 3 or 4 spots that are just great spots to be if you're trying to camp that doorway. And again, you don't have to worry about this window. There is nobody coming through that window. It's impossible. All there is that door. And so basically you become unkillable. You throw your little deal out there that makes them show up through the wall. And then you just sit and you wait. You sit here and wait, or this is the best spot right over here. You climb up here, and you're behind cover, you're hidden, and they are still wide open. There's also these boxes over here you can kind of use as cover. You could lean. I didn't lean in this video, but you could lean from there. And you could stand right here. There's so many places in this room, and there's so many possibilities of where you could be in this room that makes it impossible to kill you if they come through that door. They're not going to beat you. And if you think that all of this is just one map, here's a quick montage of the spots I was able to think of without even trying in Call of Duty Ghosts that fit this same criteria. One way in, period. You cannot be shot in the back if you're in one of these spots. And these aren't even all of them either. There are so many of these all over the place. I'm sure that there's going to be some that you guys see that, oh, you didn't find this one. And it's almost like Call of Duty Ghosts designed itself to be Camp of Duty, just in its map design in general. And I defy you, I dare you, I double dog super dare you to find me any spot like this in Advanced Warfare. They don't exist. These kinds of places, these kinds of little hiding spots with a long line of sight and one way in, just don't exist in Advanced Warfare. And another thing Advanced Warfare doesn't have is that little guy, the IED. Now, I understand that there is an IED-like thing, but it's so useless that I have literally never seen one in a game of multiplayer. I'm not even 100% sure they exist. Like, there is no effective stationary explosive in Advanced Warfare, and that is such a good thing, because, you know, even all these places I'm showing you, there's even more of them if you go into a 2-entrance room and toss an IED at one of the entrances. And this stuff just doesn't happen in Advanced Warfare. It doesn't exist. Advanced Warfare is a rushing Call of Duty. If you like high speed, if you like high adrenaline, if you like lots of action, Advanced Warfare is for you. There is no place like that I just showed you that exists in Advanced Warfare, and that is why there's no camping. That is why when someone does camp, they're very easy to kill. The game has tailored itself to be a camping killer COD, and that is really, really, really good, and it probably should have been number 1 on my list. But I decided to go instead with community feedback. Sledgehammer Games did a really good job of listening to the community and getting things done in a hurry. Now, let's compare it to Infinity Ward for a second. You saw those IEDs. IEDs, when the game first came out, were unbelievable. I mean, if you heard the little beep, you were dead. You were not going to survive it. Eventually, they did fix them, but that eventually happened. This is probably an exaggeration, but it felt like 6 months into the game. For 6 months, we had to deal with campers and noobs just tossing IEDs everywhere, and you'd be on a really high kill streak, about to get your helicopter, and then boom, IED. And I don't know what it is with Infinity Ward, but when they nerf something, they really nerf something. I mean, they nerfed IEDs so hard that you could put 2 IEDs next to each other, and as long as the person jumped, they weren't going to kill them. It was insane. So it went from being this overpowered, unstoppable, explosive force to being almost useless for anything more than a warning that someone was coming. And then, of course, there's the MSBS. And the MSBS, when Ghost first came out, the MSBS was the gun. It was unbeatable, the fastest time to kill in the entire game. And it was super accurate. And everybody from, YouTubers and MLGers and the forum posting tryhards, everyone who had a voice used that voice to tell Infinity Ward that the MSBS was completely broken and fix it. And Infinity Ward sat on that information for like 2 months before they even touched the MSBS. And once they finally did, they hit it so hard that it became almost useless. They nerfed its damage, its fire rate, and its range. And it got to the point where there were other assault rifles that you could put the burst fire attachment on that were actually better than the MSBS as a burst fire assault rifle. And I don't think, nobody was clamoring for them to destroy the MSBS and send it the way of the dinosaurs. They just wanted to tone back a bit, bring it back to the group. And Infinity Ward just didn't get it. They said, "Oh, for the last 2 months, people have been complaining about this gun. Let's go ahead and just destroy it." And you fast forward to Sledgehammer now. When Advanced Warfare came out, the Ball 27 was that gun. It was unbelievable. It was unbeatable. It was so good, and everyone was complaining about it. And honestly, within a month of release of the game, the Ball 27 received its first nerf, and it wasn't that bad. The Ball 27 remained a good gun. What they did was they brought the ball down a little bit, and they elevated the other guns up a little bit, and they went through a series of like 10 weapon patches in which they tried to bring the really good guns like the ball and the ASM-1 down to the group while bringing the group up to them and evening it out. And now, you can be competitive with a lot of different guns. And, of course there's supply drops, of course there's 300 variants, and you can't balance guns when you have that many guns. It's just impossible. But if you remove the variants, the weapon balance is actually pretty good. There are a lot of weapons that are equally viable if you're only using base variants. And, they really listened to the community. They listened to what the community wanted, and they made it happen, and they made it happen fast. And this game at launch to 1 month into the game looked quite a bit different, both in terms of what weapons were being used in lobbies to what glitch spots there were on maps. They did a really good job of listening to consumer feedback and applying it to their game. They acted like they actually wanted the game to be successful, as compared to Infinity Ward, which kind of said, well, we put the game out. Hey, you think we can get Snoop Dogg to do something that'll earn us a whole lot of money? Let's do that. And so I want to applaud Sledgehammer for actually caring about the community and actually applying what we said to make the game as good as it possibly could be. Thanks for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Be sure to check in from time to time to catch my new stuff that I put out. Hopefully, we'll be putting out Black Ops 3 videos pretty soon because, like I said at the beginning of this game, or at this video, we are now in that place where everything about Sledgehammer and everything about Advanced Warfare is just terrible. All the good things about Advanced Warfare are meaningless, and Black Ops 3 is the perfect game that we just can't wait to get to play. Goodbye!